I just wanted to share my experience hiking the Tours yesterday. It was the first time that I'd ever hiked, and I was with a group of a couple others who'd also never hiked it. We encountered a few problems as we went hiking, and actually we never reached the Tours as a result of that. So I wanted to share with you what happened for us so that you can avoid it and hopefully have a much more enjoyable hike. So what I'm looking at right now, this is the mountain that you'll be hiking. This here is the Otter Falls gas station area, the Alaska Highway. This way goes to Whitehorse. This way goes to Haines Junction, just to help you orient yourself. So what you do is, if you're coming from Whitehorse, these instructions are all on yukonhiking.ca. So read up on that to familiarize yourself with the directions. You're going to come off the highway, you're going to take a right, take another right, take a left, and the trailhead is right here. Now, to give you an overview, you're essentially going to hike up this ridge. You're going to follow along like so, and you're going to come over into this general area. And I'll zoom in here. So these are the two groups of tours right here. This is the first group of tours, and the second group is over here, just to give you a quick sense of what's happening here. Okay, so from the trailhead, there is an ATV trail which comes up this ridge. It's fairly obvious, and it's going to zigzag back and forth, lots of rocks. It's fairly steep, so hang in there. It does level out once you get up to this sort of vantage point here, and you start heading into the subalpine. After, great place for a break. You can keep coming along. This is all fairly straightforward, but once you start to get up from about here onward, things get a little bit murky. So there is actually a trail that you can follow up along this ridge. We ended up just by default following that because it seemed pretty obvious, and also there was two groups in front of us who had taken this route, so they seemed to know what they were doing, so we just sort of followed suit. However, you can sort of see the remnants here of some snow. So right now, this is the third week of May. This is actually a substantial snow patch. And it kind of comes over like this. I'm sort of drawing a shape with my mouse. And up in here, there's actually some ice overhanging and some huge cliffs. So all of this is to say that this general area, even though there's snow here, it's pretty much impassable. You cannot walk over it. The snow is rotting. There's big rocks underneath it. There's no way over it. You have to go around it. So what we did, which turned out to be the wrong thing, is we just kept going up and up and up. And we figured sooner or later, we're going to hit this saddle and we're going to be able to come down. That was our thinking. Unfortunately, because of the snow, we couldn't do that. We ended up getting to the summit up here. We were able to look over down into this valley, but we could not cross over to get to the Tours. So if you are planning to do this hike between now and maybe the end of June, and there is still snow there, your goal should be to keep the snow on your right-hand side. So just as let's back up a bit here, just as you're coming up along this ridge, entering the subalpine, as soon as you see the snow in this region here, make sure to keep it on your right and aim to come into the valley. You may have to go back down a little bit into the valley and then come back up, but that'll be the best way to get to the Tours. There's no snow anywhere along here right now, so this is all open free range. And if it was later in the summer and all the snow here had melted, we would not have encountered this problem. But I'm expecting that snow will probably be there for at least another month. So before you start climbing up this mountain, try to find a route that'll take you a little bit more into the valley so that you can bypass it. So I hope that's helpful to some of you. We were hiking for about 7 hours. This peak here was the closest we could get to the Taurus, so we came back a little bit disappointed. So I hope this is helpful so that you guys can actually get to the tours and enjoy them and not feel like you missed out on something. So otherwise, it's a great hike. Happy hiking. Thanks, guys.